Yo, what is up guys? Anthony here, back with another Destiny Child video. Now we do have here part 2 of the HOR summoning video, so if you guys haven't seen part 1 already, I'll be sure to link the video in the description box as well as on the top right hand card of this video screen right now, so you guys can check out on what we did pull and what we're doing here on the HOR side of the game. Now I did decide to dump a ton of useless units that I don't have any use for here on my account, so did manage to unbind a ton and decided to toss a lot of them in the HOR side of the game. Now we do have some units on our list. Just to review the uncaps of our HOR summoning list, we do have Tragedy Rusalka at a +4 right now, Fancy Citry at a +4, Guillotine at a +4, Saturn, the light type version, at a +4, of course the supporter one, and we also do have Ophois at a +3, and Ione at a +4. Now Ophois will be +4 with her narrative copy, so let's see what we can manage to summon up on the first one here. We do have a ton of Bridget copies being dumped into the HOR with this one, and we do have Ophois, the +4 version of Ophois with this copy, +5 with the narrative copy. So nearing towards the end of the HOR summoning video, as I do want to stop at the +6 version of Ophois and then save a ton of these units for the HOR when Artemis and Samil release with the upcoming Ragnarok events, which we'll talk about here on the channel as well. Now we do have a ton of Hades dumping here in the HOR. Now I do know Hades is pretty useful in the Devil Rumble side of the game with Tink teams, but personally don't use him. As you can see, she is actually at E class, so don't use her at all. Here she is into the HOR, and let's see what we do manage to pull out of this one. We do have here our first Dawn Saturn of the HOR, so there she is. She will be at a +5 with this copy, so very happy to see this pop up, since Light Saturn, the supporter unit, is very useful for World Boss Trials. Now we do have the Dark type World Boss Trial coming up soon in the next few weeks, so she will be very useful for the event, and hopefully can manage to get her to a +6 status by then. Now we do have a ton of best copies dumping here alongside a Hades. Now let's see what we can manage to pull with this one. We do have here a 5-star Ione. Now there is Ione, the +5 copy for her, so one more for Ione and she will be +6 alongside the Saturn as well. As for the next pull, we do have some more best copies alongside Peppy Paquette and a Metis. Now Peppy Paquette's a very cute unit, but don't use her at all, so we'll just be dumping her. So let's see what we can manage to pull with this one. Awakened Child, but let's do dump her on the HOR. And we do have here a Fancy Citry. Now this Fancy Citry does bring my copy to a +5 status, so one more needed for Fancy Citry alongside Saturn and Ione. On to the next pool. We do have a ton of Metis copies here, so we did have more Dark type fodder for the ignition process of Ophois. As for the next Oversoul pool here, we do have here a 5-star Hasty Ophois. So there she is, +5, and with the narrative dungeon copy, she will be actually +6. So we'll be stopping here on the HOR summons, since I don't want to have to summon Hasty Ophois yet again here on my list. Now I could just swap her out and continue, but we'll save the remainder of the 5-star units for the set Ragnarok, like I did say a ton of times before. But we'll just await the Artemis and Samil release and check out their skill sets, and then maybe we'll do more after the release here on Destiny Child Global. So overall, very successful HOR summons throughout parts 1 and 2. We do have Tragedy Rusalka at a +4, Fancy Citry at a +5, Guillotine at a +4, Saturn +5, Ophois at a +5, and Ione at a +5. So very spread across the board, and the uncaps are very high on these units now. And of course, Ophois will be +6 with her narrative copy. Now as for the units we do have left over, let's do check it out in the Hephaestus Forge, as it's easier to check out what we do have left over. As you can see, we do have a ton of units. Of course, we do have to filter out the copies of the units we did just pull, but we do have a ton of units we can just dump still in the upcoming events, and of course we'll obtain 5-star units along the way as well. So stay tuned for the set HOR summons. If we do decide to do so here on the channel, I'll of course announce it in a later video if we are deciding to do more HOR summons. But anyways everyone, that'll do it for part 2 of our HOR summons here on the channel. Of course, did manage to get Ophois to +5, which was really the goal here, and of course we did manage to uncap the collaboration unit Ionit to +5 as well, alongside some top tier supporters as well. So we'll be saving the remainder of the 5-star fodder for a future HOR summon, so stay tuned for the video whenever it does happen. Now of course, if you did enjoy today's Destiny Child video, make sure to leave a like on this video, as well as make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the Destiny Child content, and of course did enjoy today's HOR summons here on the channel. Now with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next Destiny Child video. As always, thank you all so much for watching.